From our Center for the Arts studio, this is Good Afternoon Ashland. I'm Lydia Bice.
And I'm Sean Opuyan. Thanks for tuning in.
Ashland University's Coburn Gallery has established Art Saturdays, an educational and creative experience for children. The first Art Saturdays of the year will be a class titled Under the Sea on March 26th from 10 a.m. to noon. Under the Sea will guide children through a variety of sea-themed art activities. The class is for children ages 6 to 10 years old with a $10 art fee per child. All supplies are included and class sizes are limited. Pre-registration is required and all proceeds benefit the Ashland Cat House.
If you had ventured to the downtown area of Shelby, you might have noticed quite a bit of construction going on. All of the noise can be attributed to new service line replacements. Shelby received a grant from the Ohio EPA for about $268,000 to replace those lines. The city will now be working with the EPA to replace the older lines throughout the city. There have been some concerns from downtown area shops because East Main Street is closed, but the businesses are still open each day. The city of Shelby is attempting to figure out a solution for these shops, especially since another big project is on the way in the next several months. The Ashbrook Center and Departments of History and Political Science at Ashland University recently made their move to the Schar College of Education. AUTV20's Caitlin Meeks has more on what this move means for each program going forward.
Right now, I am sitting at what is known as the Ashbrook Center for over 40 years at the 8th floor of the Ashland University Library. But with a growing number of students, the Ashbrook Center is saying goodbye to the 8th floor and has found a new change of scenery.
Since the program's start in 1983, Ashbrook has been located on the 8th floor of the library and has been one of the main fixtures at Ashland University. But after this coming year, with gaining 50 new Ashbrooks into the program and looking to the future, Ashbrook is moving into the Dwight Schar College of Education building.
We're moving off the 8th floor of the library because we're growing. We're expanding our staff, we're expanding our programs both for teachers and for students, including the Ashbrook Scholar Program, and we need the space.
With the move to Schar, this will also allow for more potential growth within the Department of History and Political Science and better classroom space, which will be an upgrade.
We have been located, I don't know when the department was first located in Andrews, but I've been at the university over 20 years and was in Andrews the whole time. The offices were not nice. Well, they were former dorm rooms, and while they were decent size and actually probably had more room for books, the building itself was getting run down. There was a chronic problem with black mold appearing, so it was not a healthy environment. Climate control, that it didn't have any air. There were window units in individual offices, but the first floor itself wasn't air conditioned. There were just all sorts of problems with it that built up over the years.
Even many Ashbrook students are excited for the move to Schar, even though the Ashbrook Center holds lots of sentimental value in the hearts of students.
I am excited. I am very excited. I'm a little sad to leave the Ashbrook Center because it's very sentimental. This library is a very sentimental place for many people. But I am very excited to move to a new building, to have a new facility, and just to have a really nice place for scholars to form communities.
It's something new. I mean, change is always difficult, so I'll be sad that, like, in the Shram office, we won't really have the same room, but hopefully we'll have the bookshelves and books in a different room over there, so it won't be the same thing. And I've done so many almost all-nighters and up in the ABC now, the Ashbrook Center now, but it'll be nice to have another space to get to know and get to take classes in and be a part of. So
Ashbrook has begun the slow process of moving. And while the relocation will take the rest of the semester, the benefits of the Ashbrook program will take effect in the fall. Reporting for AUTV 20, I'm Caitlin Meeks.
Thank you, Caitlin. I know we're all looking forward to seeing how the Ashbrook program excels in its new home.
Coming up, we will hear from AUTV 20's Carrie Smith on the recent successes of the Ashland University Journalism and Digital Media Department.
And a bit later, we will head over to Cade Crackus to hear about everything Ashland sports, including an update on the men's basketball season.
Stay tuned, you're watching Good Afternoon Ashland.
88.9 WRDL is Ashland University's own award-winning student-run radio station covering music, news, sports, and more. From early birds word to individual DJ shifts, WRDL gives students the opportunity to not only hone their skills to become tomorrow's radio professionals today, but also serve their campus and community and play today's hits at the same time. More music, more you. 88.9 WRDL.
From our Center for the Arts studio, this is AUTV 20. It's more than a college TV station. It's award-winning student-made content.
It's the best in news and sports.
It's talking to campus.
It's reaching out into the community.
It's real-world experience.
It's AUTV 20.
Welcome back to Good Afternoon Ashland. After moving into the former Hollywood Video Building at 580 Park Avenue West in Mansfield in 2021, staff members at Brightview Addiction Treatment Center are celebrating 1 year of the program's success. The center has served 241 patients over the last year. Miki Ziegler, Community Outreach Manager with Brightview, says, "We have made a huge impact in the world of addiction and recovery." Other services the clinic offers are same-day walk-in appointments to allow easy access to treatment without a wait list. Those without insurance will still be treated, as well as patients who visit with different insurance plans. The clinic tries to accept as many patients as possible, putting the mission of recovery and rehabilitation before their bottom line.
President Joe Biden has announced what he characterized as a harsh new round of sanctions against Russia just hours after Moscow launched an attack against Ukraine, plunging Europe into one of its gravest security crises since World War II. Speaking from the White House, Biden criticized President Vladimir Putin for his naked aggression against Ukraine. The new sanctions restrict the exports of some products from the U.S. to Russia, blocking Moscow's ability to acquire semiconductor chips and other technology essential to defense, aerospace, and other critical sectors. The sanctions also target Russian banks and elites with close ties to Putin, freezing every asset Russia has in the U.S. Several of Ashland University's journalism and digital media students were recently recognized for the 6th year in a row as finalists of the 2022 Intercollegiate Broadcasting System Awards. AUTV 20's Carrie Smith has more on the national recognition and its impact on the students and the department as a whole.
Several of Ashland University's journalism and digital media students were recently nationally recognized as finalists of the 2022 Intercollegiate Broadcasting System Awards, an honor the JDN department is not unfamiliar with. The Journalism and Digital Media Department at Ashland University has received annual recognition since 2016 from IBS, an organization with a membership of over 1,000 nonprofit education-affiliated radio stations, television stations, and webcasters across the country. AUTV 20 and 88.9 WRDL, AU student-run television and radio stations, were both honored with 3 finalist awards in categories such as Best College/University TV Station, Best Talk Program, Best Sports Report, Best Play-by-Play, Best Campus/Community News, and Best Newscast. JDM senior Gracie Wilson is one student who garnered a finalist nod for Best Talk Program for her work as host of The Main Street Show, AUTV 20's newest public affairs program.
I had no idea that I was even entered, so to find out that I was in one of the top rankings in the country was incredible. It was something that I never pictured for myself because I came in to college to do newspaper, and that's all I wanted to do. And then decided, you know what, the Main Street Show needs a host. There's no time like the present. Let's try it out. And so to be recognized so highly and so highly ranked for that is incredible.
Gracie, also the managing editor of The Collegian, AU's student-run newspaper, added that this honor holds an important influence on her future career outlook after graduation.
I think this is a huge resume builder for anybody that gets recognized. Whether you want to go into that field after graduation or not, you're still having that under your belt.
Dr. Dave McCoy, Associate Professor and Chair of the Journalism and Digital Media Department, praised the creativity and drive of the students in JDM, who continue to make the first place and finalist awards possible through their hard work and dedication.
We continue to win these awards because of the creative drive of our students. You know, you think about 6 years, that's been a whole group that's passed through who weren't here, 4 years ago even. So we constantly are having students who are doing new shows, both radio and television, coming up with new ideas and concepts, coming up with tweaking existing shows, improving those shows to make them better. So I believe that the sky's the limit for us as each generation of students come in this program with their ideas to do new types of radio shows, new types of television shows. They put us in a place to not only create a volume of content, but really the key is that quality of content.
The finalists and first place awards will be announced at the 82nd Annual IBS International Media Conference held this March. The conference, however, will be held virtually again this year due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. As for AUTV20 and WRDL, the student-run stations will continue to put out nationally recognized content on a daily basis. Reporting for AUTV20, I'm Carrie Smith.
The 2022 IBS Awards will be presented on March 5th at the 82nd Annual IBS Conference. More information about the awards and the entire conference can be found at mediaconferences.org.
We're going to take a break, but when we come back, sports anchor Cade Krakis will fill us in on the sports happening around Ashland University.
You're watching Good Afternoon Ashland.
From our Center for the Arts studio, this is AUTV20. It's more than a college TV station. It's award-winning student-made content.
It's the best in news and sports.
It's talking to campus.
It's reaching out into the community.
It's real-world experience.
It's AUTV20.
.9 WRDL is Ashland University's own award-winning student-run radio station covering music, news, sports, and more. From early bird's word to individual DJ shifts, WRDL gives students the opportunity to not only hone their skills to become tomorrow's radio professionals today, but also serve their campus and community and play today's hits at the same time. More music, more you. 88.9 WRDL.
Welcome back to Good Afternoon Ashland. I'm Cade Krakis. Thanks for tuning in. The Ashland University baseball team is looking for continued success heading into the 2022 season. Head coach John Shalley is entering into his 25th season in the dugout for AU and has led the team to over 800 wins. The Eagles are returning 15 seniors, the most on a roster in Shalley's career, and look to dominate in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. Senior right-hander Perry Bewley will lead the Ashland pitching staff as one of the best closers in the country. The Eagles campaign will start with 4 games on Friday, February 25th through Sunday, February 27th in Salem, West Virginia. 2 games will be played against the Salem University Tigers and 2 games against Mansfield University Mountaineers. In women's lacrosse, the Eagles are set for their first season with new head coach Lauren Simcoe. The lacrosse team is in their 4th year and is coming off a 1-12 overall record. Simcoe, who is the 2021 Great Midwest Athletic Conference Coach of the Year, while at Ashland, aims to bring success to a young program through hard work and the desire to improve. Simcoe says the team expectations are to, quote-unquote, go hard, and that it is going to be fun to see what they can do. The Eagles will open their season with 2 games in Pennsylvania on Friday, February 25th at 3 p.m. in Indiana, and Sunday, February 27th at noon at Lock Haven. With winter sports winding down, the Ashland basketball program prepares for its first postseason stretch as members of the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. I was able to capture the Ashland men's basketball team's first season in the GMAC Conference as they prepare for tournament play. The Ashland men's basketball team is on pace to set themselves up for a great run in the GMAC postseason. I'm outside Cates Gymnasium and was able to stop by with 13-year head coach John Ellenwood, who expressed in more detail how this first season has gone and expressed interest in some standout players he's noticed this year. All right, Coach, this is your first season in the GMAC. How's it going for you guys so far?
It's going okay. You know, it's a lot of adjustments with the new teams and just they're very familiar with each other. We're not as familiar with them, even though we played a lot of these teams in years past. You know, they got new personnel from the last time we played them. So it's just learning these teams each time you play them, and it's just that's the biggest adjustment for us.
The key to the Eagles' success in their first year in the GMAC has been their countless underclassmen step up to light a spark for this team, whether it's underrated rotational pieces or the occasional freshman walk-on.
You know, we've always had our stable guys that are Brandon Haraway and Aaron Thompson. But, you know, I think Trey Baumgartner's done a great job for us on both ends of the floor. And he wasn't starting at the start of the year, and now he is. You know, another one's a walk-on for us is Brock Waits. Has kind of earned some minutes. And those are the surprise guys for us, I think, that we didn't expect as much out of them as we're getting right now. So I'm very proud of them.
As the Ashland University men's basketball team season comes to a close, their eyes are set on the GMAC postseason and the NCAA Division II National Tournament. Reporting for AUTV 20, I'm Cade Krakis. The men's basketball team will finish up regular season play with a home matchup against the Hillsdale Chargers. Tip-off in Cates Gymnasium is set for 3 p.m. on Saturday, February 26th, and the Great Midwest Athletic Conference Tournament starts on March 1st, with tip-off yet to be announced. In women's basketball, the Ashland Eagles will wrap up their regular season with Senior Day against the Hillsdale Chargers. Ashland is coming off yet another milestone as head coach Carrie Pickens recently won her 100th game against Findlay. With the postseason in their sights, the 5th-ranked Eagles will start the Great Midwest Conference Tournament on Friday, March 4th. Tip-off and location are yet to be determined. As for the NCAA Regional Tournament, the first games will be held the following week on Friday, March 11th. And in Division I college hoops, the 22nd-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes look to make a late-season surge heading into the Big Ten Conference Tournament. The top 25-ranked Buckeyes are coming off a big win against the 15th-ranked Illinois Fighting Illini, where they won 86-83. Ohio State was led by freshman guard Malachi Brenham, who scored a career-high 31 points on 10 of 14 shooting from the field. The Bucks are now 18-7 overall and 10-5 in a stacked Big Ten conference. With just 4 games remaining in their regular season schedule, Ohio State will lean on junior forward E.J. Little and head coach Chris Holtman for a chance at dancing in March. The Ashland University stunt team is set to make their competition debut as their first season was put on hold due to the COVID-19 pandemic. AUTV 20's Lydia Bice provided an in-depth look at the stunt cheerleaders and head coach Denise Farnsworth about their preparation for the upcoming season.
The Ashland University stunt team is preparing for the start of their official season here in the spring of 2022. Their competitions were put on hold in 2021 when the team began due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, they are ready now more than ever to face their competitors. Members of the AU stunt team have been preparing for this upcoming season from the moment that they arrived back on campus in August. Coach Denise Farnsworth has her team practicing multiple days a week, as well as completing individual workouts.
A lot of these girls are also football sideline cheerleaders, so they've actually been in season since mid-August, and they work out 3 nights a week. They practice 3 nights a week in the fall, and then that transitions into 4 to 5 days a week when season starts, and then we still continue with our 3 team workouts a week as well. So quite a bit.
Since stunt is relatively new to the Ashland community, it may be difficult for community members to differentiate stunt and sideline cheer, but the key difference is competition.
It definitely is a derivative of sideline cheer itself too, but it has that competitive cheer atmosphere. And I really encourage students and faculty to come out and just see what it's all about, because it just brings that atmosphere of energy and fun, and you just get to see your cheerleaders that usually are cheering for you, and you get to cheer for them, and it's going to be so fun.
The implementation of the stunt program has given both the student athletes and coaches the opportunity to compete in the sport that they are passionate about.
I was recruited in high school to come be a part of the stunt team. It first started out with sideline, and I've always loved sideline cheer. That's my first love, is sideline cheer. But I love the competition aspect that stunt brings, and I'm really excited for the season to start. So once we had the opportunity to have the stunt season, I was really excited to get started and get back into the competitive atmosphere of cheer.
I've studied all backgrounds of it and coached so many different levels, and I took 2 years off when I had my second child. And there was just something missing in my life, and then the AU job came available, and I went back to it, and honestly the college part of it has just given me like a new passion for all of it, and it's even more intense and just so exciting.
Ashland University Stunt will face the University of Kentucky in their first competition of the season on March 12th. For AUTV 20, I'm Lydia Bice.
The stunt team has competitions against 7 other surrounding schools, including their only Great Midwest Athletic Conference matchup against Ursuline. Though new to AU, the stunt team looks to build their success for future potential student athletes. You can find more stories like this on our new show, How We Play. This new series highlights and keeps you up to date on women in sports across Ashland University athletics. That's a look at sports, both Ashland University and beyond. I'm Cade Krakis, back to Lydia and Sean at the news desk to wrap up this edition of Good Afternoon Ashland.
Thanks, Cade. We hope you enjoyed this edition of Good Afternoon Ashland. To keep up on AUTV 20, make sure to follow us across all social media at AUTV 20.
And stay tuned into 88.9 WRDL, AU's student-run radio station, at 88.9 FM and online at WRDLFM.com.
Also, pick up a copy of the award-winning newspaper, The Collegian, and check out au-live.com for more news and content from the JDM department. We would like to thank the crew here today at AUTV 20 for making this all possible. I'm Lydia Bice.
And I'm Sean Rapuyan. Thanks for watching.
Mm-hmm.